Anyway, let's see if it's taking off, and yes, indeed, the live stream seems to be running. So if somebody could take a quick peek at that and make sure I'll make any adjustments that are necessary. SWR's up a little bit. I am backed off on power somewhat, but still doing a kilowatt. And so what's left of the array out there is hopefully going to get us through here for just a little bit more. Anyway, let's see. We'll get things going. I've been making a list here. I've got Andy. And I know you're going to be sticking around probably. Of course, Chuck and Jerry, I know you're going to be sticking around. And Steve, N7THW, I heard him in there while I was out in the kitchen. Steve, are you going to be able to stick around?
Yeah, I sure am there, Doug. And by the way, your live stream's loud and clear up here.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you for that report. So I'll leave that alone and leave it in the dust. And I see Robert just came up with the net logger, so let me grab that mouse and get tuned up on that. All right, I'll get that going, and then we'll take a look at airplanes.
ZYP.
Morning, Al. I got you.
Good morning there, Doug. K7ZYP, standing by.
Okay, I've got the net logger up, the aim window on, and let's see here. Where are we at? Looks like we've got Steve, W7WHB in there. I did not hear you, Steve. Good to see you yesterday, even if it was just for a brief. I saw you, and then I didn't see your cohort there at all with the orange hair. So anyways, you going to be able to stick around? Okay, that's why I'm aimed out toward New Mexico here right now, so that's why I didn't hear, but I can hear you in the background there. Okay, let's see, we have, not really, doesn't look too good for airplanes at the moment there, Chuck.
Yeah, there's one there, Delta Airlines, a little close to us, but it's crossing the path now. But yeah, it's pretty sparse out there at the moment, Doug. Good morning, anyway. K7EME NJ6B.
Yeah, slim pickings. I think what I'll do is I'll swing back up toward Phoenix, and we'll get some more check-ins going here. Stand by, guys.
Hey, Doug, I found that guy with those samplers at the very end of the meet after you left.
Okay, well, you know, I got to thinking about him, and I kind of wish I'd have picked up that 2-meter bandpass filter just to play with. That would have been a good project to see if how that played. But I didn't. Anyway, did you get the directional couplers or any stuff from him?
Yeah, well, I was poking around at those couplers, and he just basically said, "Take them away. Get rid of. I don't want to take them home." And I also bought a nice big plastic jar full of porcelain egg insulators.
Okay. Yeah, and then he had some big jars of hundreds of silver micas, but they were only 2 different values, and they were way out of VHF range.
Yeah, they would be good for building HF filters, but yeah, I looked at those, and he said, "Yeah, grab a handful and get out of here." And then I said, "Nah, I got enough of them." But you know, that's the thing when you swing by a table like that at the end of the meet. I think they're not wanting to pack stuff up. So I got the directional couplers at the best price you can get.
Oh, you got a lot of good free stuff. Okay, well, let's get some more check-ins in here before we start turning our attention over toward New Mexico. Anybody else out there wishing to get on the list here?
K7EME.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing? Good to see you yesterday.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well. It's nice group of people out there, and doing good. So I'll be sticking around.
Okay, sounds great. Anybody else?
Who was that?
Robert, good morning. That was KD7UUN.
Roger, thanks. Can't hear him on the loop.
Yeah, okay, no problem. And I think everything looks good between our two lists here. Anybody else? It is pretty early yet. So let's see. Now, Steve, now that I'm up on you, there's W7WHB. Did you find any great deals there?
Well, Doug, I'll tell you, I found in the RSI center there, that's what I call it, wired communications, I bought a little box of LEDs because I've got a bunch of LEDs to going out here and there. So I just bought a box for like $4 or $5, and I'll start replacing them as necessary.
Well, hey, you can never, ever get the junk box overflowed. Got to have that stuff. So that's terrific. I've recently bought a big, long roll of those LEDs that are in a strip. And, boy, I have been using those. They're the kind of white, ones for under shelving and around, little areas that I need to light. You just take the scissors, cut off as many as you need, and run a 12 volts to it, and they're extremely bright. I've used them in my camping setup there as well, and they hardly draw any power for the amount of light you get. It's crazy. Let's see. Anybody else out there?
They get extremely hot, though.
Yeah, Al, I know they do, and I've been kind of watching that, but I've put them on I think you've seen how I mount them. I set them on those a strip of aluminum angle stock, and that sort of heat sinks them a little bit.
Yeah, Roger. I wasn't criticizing. You've got the solution to it there, Doug. It's just you want to be careful with them. They do get extremely hot. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Forgot to say that earlier. K7EME. Back to you, Doug.
Yeah, hey, Al, and it was so good to see you yesterday out and about. And first time I don't think we've ever gone this long not seeing each other there for years. And you look good. I like that beard, and you look good with a beard.
It's coming off as soon as I can get around to it. Over.
Oh no, Janie doesn't like it, I guess, eh?
I don't like it. Yeah, Janie doesn't like it. I don't like it, and it's coming off as soon as I can get my clippers up there without slicing my throat. Over.
That's always good. Okay, that's a worthy goal. Okay. Well, I quit shaving the day I left my office and never looked back except for trimming up my neck, and that's about it. I was going to grow a ponytail too, but I'm kind of glad I didn't do that. Andy rocks that style. He can get away with it for sure, right, Andy? He's not there.
He got shy all of a sudden.
Yeah, bugging him about his good old ponytail there. But I did think about it there for sure. All right, anybody else out there? K7EME.
Good copy. How's the iPad sound?
I think I doubled with you a little bit there, Andy. Yeah, the iPad sounds good.
Very, very handy to for moving around the compound here. But anyway, yeah, I've had that same hairdo for 60 years.
Wow. Hey, that's pretty good. Well, in your business, I think you fit right in. Probably gave you some street cred, right?
Those kind of long hairs, they used to call them. But yeah, absolutely. I'm the most conservative guy they've ever met in their entire life, even though I had long hair. And boy, it's not long anymore. It used to be I used to be able to tie it in a knot and put it in my back pocket over.
Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. I imagine that would come in handy, having a little extra rope laying around. You never know. You always have it there. All right. Well, very good. I don't know how we got off on ponytails, but yeah. Well, maybe I'll rethink that as I get older and a little more eccentric in my shortening days here. I heard Troy, WA7ELN in there. Good morning, Troy. How are you doing? Good to see you yesterday.
Yeah, good to see that you're out and about there, Doug. I hope the rest of your day went well there yesterday. And so anyway, it was nice to be out there and see everybody. And boy, was I tired, though, by the time I got back home. WA7ELN.
Yeah, well, me too. I did not do much the rest of the day at all. And thanks to Chuck there for bringing all those chairs, and Al with the chairs, and yeah, had a great time sitting around talking to all you guys. That was pretty good day, and the shade as well. They're now they've got those solar coverings now, and so everybody's in the shade. I remember back just a few years ago when you'd be cooking in the sunshine the whole time you were there. All right, well, let's see who else is meandered by, if anybody. K7EME taking early check-ins. All right, well, let's see. You're looking at the air. Yeah, it's still a big no man's land out there for aircraft. We'll have to get Mike to call up the FCC and route a few of those guys over where we can use them. Mike, you listening yet? I said FCC. I meant FAA. All right. Well, Robert, you made it back home safe and sound, it sounds like. And I don't think you bought anything yesterday, did you?
No, I didn't. I took a quick look around and said, no, don't need any of this. It was kind of disappointing, but, glad everybody found some little treasures there. K7EME and 780.
Yeah, well, thanks to you and and Chuck there, I've got a replacement rotor for 2 meters here, so that was unexpected. And yeah, I was really just looking for a little tuner to replace my camping tuner that I took out on by running FT8 on field day, and so it couldn't handle it, and I now have something with a little more overhead, and it's small, so that fits right in. A little bit banged up, but that will help. I won't have to worry about it with camping, so it's all good. as long as it works, I don't care what it looks like when it comes to camping there. Anyway, let's see. I wonder. Well, it's a little early to take a look around the compass yet, so I'll just stand by here. Hey, Chuck, with your antenna up higher, maybe you should aim over toward Dan and see if you can brute force something over to him. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if Chuck was talking about. Usually Den's on NetLogger when he's available, but I don't see him on there. Also, I just got an email requesting the live stream link from guess who?
Barry.
Roger, Roger. And he'll be back November 3rd.
November 3rd. Okay, awesome. Good update on that. Yeah, last I heard was November 1st, but that's a fresher update. Well, good morning, Barry. Glad to have you listening to us on the live stream if you've got that going yet, and we're glad to have you aboard. Let's see. Yeah, okay, good on Den there. Yeah, last time, I'm trying to remember if they were going to be out on a trip, and it's quite possible. I know they did have one or two coming up, so they may be somewhere where they're out and about. So appreciate that. And it's just as well, there's really just a real dearth of aircraft right now, way less than normal. So, I don't know. Anyway, sounds good. I'll stay on this heading then. Any other check-ins for the Arizona SWOT net? We're looking for early check-ins. K7EME.
K7SWK.
Good morning. How are you doing, K7SWK? How's everything with you up there?
Doing well, Doug. Dave on this end. Phoenix, and everything is looking good. I made the mistake of going by HRO on to get a working on it. You know these things happen. Sometimes
XP.
Okay, George. Okay, Dave, you started off like a house of fire, and then the QSB got you a little bit there. But last I heard was you were talking about making the mistake of going to HRO yesterday, and boy, that is a dangerous activity. You need to be prepared for that. So absolutely. Agree with you on that assessment. And you're going to be able to stick around, are you?
Yeah, I'll fire for a while and make a contribution to it.
Okay, sounds good. I'm getting a little bit of. Well, I'll be glad when I get the flex going in here. I think it'll help with the noise a bit. Sounds good. We got you on the list there, Dave, and. Probably things will pick up a little bit as time goes on this morning. And George, KD7XP, good morning to you. How's things been with you this week? Any search and rescue, any public service radio stuff going on?
Well, for right now, no. But yesterday, all day long, we were down at 3 Points for a 3 Points festival. It's a festival for kids, jumping castles and all that kind of stuff. We go down there and play radio shadow for all their coordinators while they're setting up, and then work with them during the festival itself for safety purposes. So we had a good time. Everything worked well. All the people all the radio operators were there did a good job. Threatened rain all day long. Didn't do anything about it until we were loading up. And then it rained, sprinkled, I guess would be the better word, for about 3 seconds. And that was the end of that. So all in all, turned out to be a good day.
Oh, very good. Yeah, we went into town yesterday evening for dinner, and on the way back, I noticed there was some definitely some clouds trying to make a little bit of rain. I don't think any of it much hit the ground, but yeah, I hadn't expected that. And then, of course, that wind yesterday out here. Compared to at the Hamfest, fortunately on the east side it wasn't too bad, but man, out here, yeah, a lot of dust in the air. I was sneezing quite a bit yesterday. All right, well, we'll let you get off to church and do your magic with the audio visual and all that good stuff over there, and catch up with you next week.
All right, Doug. Yeah, it was windy down there too, but we survived all of that. None of the jumping castles blew away, and our tent didn't blow away, so everything worked fine. We'll see you next week. Have a good net. KD7XP 73.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, those jumping castles, sometimes they get away. Okay, well, that is good. I'm glad you were on duty. We'll catch you next week. K7EME, anybody else out there?
WD7R.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Doug. Hope you're having a good time with your family there. I just want to let you know I'm going to be in and out today because I'm taking Kyle to work. He's got a lifeguard shift today, first one in a little while. So we're going to do that and go for a little walk. I should be on tonight later after we come home from a little family dinner out. So I'll be fashionably late on 3695. But thanks for letting me check in and out tonight. I hope everybody has a great day. WD7R.
Okay, great. Is this through ASU that he's doing this, or is this his old crew that he's?
Yeah, exactly. It's the city of Scottsdale, his original first job ever as a lifeguard and so forth. He's applying for assistant manager position, so that'll give him a little bit of a boost up. We're hoping he'll be able to work maybe once a month or so, to keep his hand in it there.
Well, yeah, and it never hurts to have a little bit of extra spending money when you're a college student at all. All right, well, sounds good. You are officially excused.
All right, thanks, Doug. I appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the net this morning, and hope you're enjoying your time with your family as well. And looking forward to catching up later. WD7R73.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, we've been busy doing a lot of stuff, and everything from theater to dinners to well, I didn't want to drag them through the Hamfest experience yesterday, but yeah, we've been having a lot of fun. So I've enjoyed having them here. All right, well, thanks. We'll catch you later, Mike. Let's see, anybody else out there?
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, KJ7GSK and Standby Chuck got you there. John, how you doing?
Good morning. How are you, Doug?
I'm doing well, and so we got a good copy on you down here this morning. And John, are you going to be able to stick around? Oh boy, everybody's taking a QSB turn here for the worst. John, are you going to be able to stick around?
Doug, can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay, sorry about that. I just built a antenna rotator, so I'm out here playing with that just to see if it works. And so far, so good. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stick around today. I've got some car maintenance to do, and I'm going to try to get that done before the sun comes up.
All right, I understand. Yeah, you came right back up. So yeah, you're doing fine. You're hitting about S8 there at the last transmission. All right, John. Well, we'll let you go, but I appreciate you checking in and saying hi, and good luck with getting all the maintenance done, and we'll catch you next week.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Have a good morning, Doug, and have a good morning to everybody on the next company.
Okay, 7-3s. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, just there's a Southwest airline coming in, and it looks like it might give us an opportunity.
Okay, I'm turned away from the radar. Let's see. Yeah, I see that. Looks like south of Duncan, headed toward the path. Why don't you give him a call? I'll stand by.
All right, well, let's see what we can do. W7KMB, 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 November, Juliet 6 Delta, NJ60, are you around?
Robert, I don't know if you were in the shack at the time, but Robert said he has not checked into NetLogger, and usually that's a sign he won't be there on that day, so he may be out camping.
Okay, I think we doubled a little bit there, Doug. All right, well, maybe he won't be around, so I just thought I'd flag that for you, because it looked like there's a couple of them.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. And once I get the flex going, I'll be able to see all the screens at once here. Things are a little bit upsy-daisy turned around here right now, so got to kind of look around a little bit to get everything up to date here. But thanks for that, and we'll see. So he'll probably be on 3695 later on tonight. Anybody else out there?
K7 Victor November Echo.
Good morning. How you doing, Vince? And let's get the new puppy, husky puppy update.
Yeah, he's doing great. He just constantly cracks me up. I've gotten to where I can trust him to be out in the yard somewhat. I'm sitting in there with the door open. He's out there playing. I hear this noise. I go up. He's dragging a can of Raid around the yard. I get that away from him, and about 10 minutes later, I hear this thumping noise. He's yanking on the hose, trying to get the nozzle off the hose. So I got to keep my eye on him all the time.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Well, I hope you got your seatbelt on tight for the next year and a half, because that's going to be your life.
Oh, I know, man. Yesterday morning, I was down there real early watching TV, and I had the door open, and I must have dozed off, and it came flying in the house and pounced right off my chest, and that'll wake you up.
Yep. I know. My daughter, we were over visiting them, she and her husband, and they have a couple of big dogs, and they love me, and you never know. You got to be careful, because they'll come sailing through the air to land in your lap, and yeah, it can be a surprise once in a while, right?
Oh, roger that, roger that. Yeah, I'll be in and out, and just real quick, if anybody's interested, there's a DX working Whiskey 8 Sierra on Swains Island. I guess that's a fairly rare one. He's working all bands, all modes, so if anybody's interested, they might want to check that out. Over.
Is that on satellite, or is that on HF?
No, it's on HF.
Okay, where is Swains Island? I've not heard of that one.
South Pacific, I guess it's number 33 on the most wanted list for DX, so it's fairly rare.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you guys go. A new country out there. I imagine so they're on all bands?
Yeah, they're doing FT8, CW, sideband, everything. So I haven't gotten them yet, but they just started on 4th, and they're running through the 17th. So if anybody's interested, just thought I'd let you know.
Hey, well, that ought to give everybody a good chance at trying to work them there if they're going to be there that long. So, hey, very good. Thanks for that, and we'll catch you next week. And you have a good one. You're probably not getting much radio time in nowadays, but do what you can.
Yeah, roger that, yeah. All right, take care. 7-3, we'll catch you next week. K7EME.
7-3s. Anybody else out there? K7EME.
Hey, Doug, you should have seen the pile up this morning on 40 meters for W8S. It was something to see.
Was that on CW?
Yeah. Yeah, he's loud. He's super loud. I think once the pileup thins out a little bit, you'll be able to work off your dipole.
Interesting. What is he on a certain frequency that he down in the extra portion?
Yeah, he's transmitting 7023 and listening 7025 and up.
Okay. Hey, I can practice running split with the flex. Okay. Sounds good. Appreciate that. I'll take a listen. I'll be up early tomorrow morning, so probably I'll get a chance at it then before the sun gets up too awful far. All right. Anybody else out there? K7EME for the Arizona SWOT Net. We're taking early check-ins. Anybody around?
W7ADF.
Good morning, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine there, Doug. I'm going to be in and out this morning. I got a few chores I got to get done right off the bat here, so I just wanted to check in for the numbers. But everything's doing good here.
Well, very good. Any progress report on the tractor?
It's funny you brought that up because my tractor guy brought it out to me yesterday and stuck it all together and put the hood back on it, and I'm almost back in business. I just got to hook up the Gannon box to it.
Hey, congratulations! You'll have to get out and give her a good test drive. I finally got the tire fixed on mine and took it out for a little spin, and I love that. It's always fun. I miss it when I haven't been on it for a while. All right, well, sounds good. We'll let you get up on about with your day, and we'll catch you probably Tuesday night.
Sounds good. 7-3.
What's the story on the well pump?
Did you hear that there, Jim?
Hey, I said Pete. Jim, are you still there? He was fast. Anyway, I was curious what the well pump story was.
He's had a lot of mechanical stuff going on there. Yeah, hopefully they didn't have to buy a new one because, as I understand, those are not cheap.
Oh, no, they're not cheap at all.
I mean, that's, in terms of radio units, each radio unit being, what, $1,500? That's about a radio unit.
Yeah, I was going to say a couple.
Couple of radio units. Yeah, there you go. All right, well, let's see if anybody else is around.
Standard radio value, Doug, SRVs.
Yep, SRBs. I was trying to remember your term for that. All right. Very good. SRBs. And we have to mark them up every year for inflation. Anybody else out there? Boy, I'm hearing somebody in the background there. I'm not on them, I don't think. Try again. Aim toward Tucson.
Sierra Echo Hotel.
Oh. Yeah, stand by. I just lost my headphones here. Hold on.
Doug, KC6SEH, KC6SEH, November 7, Victor Delta. Good copy, John. Over.
I got you now, John. Yeah, appreciate it. I went to move the rotor over and I pulled the plug out of my headphones, so sorry about that. But anyway, how you doing this morning, John? Okay, well, we've had some decent temperatures. Still could use about 10 more degrees off of that, but anyway, conditions aren't the greatest this morning. You're down just a little bit from your usual booming signal, but I do appreciate you checking in, and we'll probably catch up with you on 3695 this evening.
check on your list and hope to keep this alive. K7EME, K6EME.
Okay. Yeah, 73's, John. I'm hearing a little bit of multipath on you. We may have some aircraft out there. Anybody else want to give a try for John there?
Yeah, can I give it a go?
Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, John, KC6SEH, November, Juliet 6 Delta, NJ6D, how copy? Oh, real good. Actually better than Yeah, appreciate it, John. Yeah, I moved the antenna over from where it usually is, so it's up higher and in the clear, away from the house. So I think it's definitely been performing a lot better. And maybe next weekend we'll have the big 2-meter Yagi up there, and we'll do another comparison here. So you're really nice copy here, John. Go ahead. Okay, very good, Chuck. Yeah, I think you only give me a S1, S2, but your modulation is way up there. Yeah, you're running about an S2 to S3 with me, John. Okay, QSL. You guys have a good day over there, Chuck. All right, 73's, John. Thanks for the contact. 73's.
Okay, very good. And, John, yeah, you're picking up now. I've got you quite a bit stronger. Anybody else want to try to work John out there in Lake Havasu? Okay, no more takers there, John. You take her easy. We'll catch you later.
Okay, Roger. Thanks, 73's, KC6SEH.
Yeah, 73's. All right, let's see. Anybody else out there? Let me go a little more to the west as long as I've got the antenna out that way. And let's see if we got any further takers out to the west. K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. And let's look out toward the northeast at K7EME. And let's check out to the east and southeast and see if we got anybody out that way. K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net, looking to the east or southeast from the Tucson area.
Hey, Doug, I think this is the first Sunday I've had the antenna up on the new location. Yeah,
I know. That's why I wanted you to give John a call there. So you're doing great. Can't wait till you get the laser beam up there. Anybody else? I'm not sure if I heard a little bit of modulation there or not. Anybody else out to the east or southeast? Yeah, it must have been in my ears. Okay, I'll swing back toward Phoenix. Yeah, you're doing great there, Chuck.
Yeah, no, he was an easy copy. So normally he's right down in the weeds for me.
Well, he was down in the weeds for me in the beginning, and then he picked up, and I think he got up to about S6 or 7. But that at the beginning that was a little bit rough. So weird conditions. I hope Las Vegas Serge will be coming in a little better, and I bet you'll be able to work him this time, no problem, when we get him in here. Anybody else out there back on the Phoenix area? Well, I got the relay board and also my little audio, stereo audio amplifier that I can put into one of the ICOM SP20 speakers and take 2 of them and make a set of powered speakers for the for the Flex. So gradually that 16-channel relay board it was shipped from the United States. You can get them from China, but it took the guy 10 days to get it to me, so I might as well have ordered it from China and saved a few bucks. But anyway, so that is here. So hopefully after the company leaves next week, I will be able to get started on getting that thing going and get it over here on 2 meters. Will be the first effort with that. So we'll see how it goes. And I forgot to go over that band data with you on the Q5 multi-bander there, Chuck. So we'll have to have a discussion about that maybe one of these evenings. Anyway, let's see if there's anybody else out there. K7EME. Got a lot of in and out folks. I think we're going to have a light net today, at least the way it's shaping up. So sounds good. I'll stand by.
Yeah, Doug, real good on the audio thing. Yeah. Well, I'm sure now that I think we're going to be doing some station integration stuff in parallel here over the next week or two or so.
Yeah, it's nice to have kind of the same project going in parallel. That will be that'll be helpful. Real helpful. I see KD5NLP Mike is online here. Mike, are you by the microphone up there? KD5NLP, you by the radio? He's probably still getting stuff fired up.
So, Doug, one of the fun things I did the other night, actually, I guess it was Friday night, my little shelf speakers that I have for my audio, it turns out, they're pretty old, and the foam surround on the woofers are all just disintegrating and falling apart. So I ordered a little kit to fix them up, and I got them all fixed up, and they sound great again.
Hey, well, that is good. I just don't like the ones that I have that I dug out from many years past. They're just the subwoofer. I think there's just too much bassiness to it, and even though you turn that down, it just doesn't sound right. So I think I really like those SP20 speakers, and so I think that'll work out well. And got to start tearing out get all the amps moved over and get things pull out the ICOMs and the rest of the ICOMs and get all that stuff out of here. And I'll just leave the one here I'm using on 2 meters and 432 attached for backup as we move along here. So I don't know how I'll manage that transition, but we'll get it going. And I'm just so happy to see so many less cables in here. It's going to be a lot less of a rat's nest, and it just is a recipe for disaster when it comes to plugging things in where you don't want them plugged in, and the labels, you label everything, but still even if you're in the middle of the cable and it's a big long cable, you got to label it there too, and it's just more stuff than I want to deal with. Anyway, anybody else out there? K7EME. I heard KC7. Is that you, Barry? I'll try to get tuned in to you a little bit better here. Okay, I got you peaked up a little bit better there, Barry. Well, thanks for checking in this morning, and everything going okay with you up there? You keeping busy?
Oh yeah. Actually, I did. I just did the upper surface bike ride yesterday, and it was quite hot. Fortunately, I only did the 13 mile. My friend did finish the 15 miles, but not too hot. But that's about it for me.
Okay, very good. Well, glad to hear you're doing okay and all of that. I am looking forward to maybe seeing you at one of the Hamfests this year up there in the Phoenix area. It's been a while since we've talked. So I think the next one is the Superstition Hamfest in December. And you planning on maybe going to that? Okay, very good. I heard you say you do. So awesome. We'll keep an eye out for the crew here, and be looking forward to chatting with you in person there. All right. Very good. Thanks for checking in, Barry. I know you'll be in and out there. So we'll catch you next week. And anybody else? Okay, good morning, Serge. KT6KT. We've been waiting for you. Good conditions this morning so far. There, Serge. How you doing up there in Las Vegas? Okay, very good, Serge. Before you leave, I know of one station that wants to try to work you again. He's changed his antenna location, and he's running a little more power than last week. I'll have him give you a call right now. So go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, okay, KT6KT, November, Juliet 6 Delta, November, Japan 6 Denmark. How copy, Serge? Over.
Any copy there, Serge?
Doug?
Okay, but you didn't get his call. Try one more time. He's fading for me, so he might be picking up for you there, Chuck. Give him a call again.
Yeah, okay. KT6KT, November, Juliet 6 Delta, November, Juliet 6 Delta, Norway, Japan 6 Denmark. How copy, Serge? Over.
Yeah, okay. I guess we're not getting it there, Serge. But he'll be improving more. You wait. He's got a 24 elements, or he got a 50-foot long boom Yagi coming up here. I think 24 elements. Anyway, we'll
Al was in there.
Al, did you want to give Serge a try?
Well, I wanted to, but I think he's gone now. Just wanted to let him know he's getting in real good down here earlier. So that's okay. Okay, 73 K7EME, back to net.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Sorry, Al. Serge, are you gone now?
Yeah, I'm here. I copy Al. I can hear a voice. And
Let me try again.
monitoring 144.2 during the week, or whenever I'm in the ham shack, 7 days a week.
Well, you're up to S8, Serge. Okay, Al, he's hearing you, so go ahead.
Okay, Chuck, you can hear him also. Good morning, Serge. KT6KT, K7EME, Delta Mike 41, over.
Okay, Chuck, go ahead.
KT6KT, KT6KT, November Juliet 6 Delta, November Japan 6 Denmark. Do you copy, Serge? Over. Nope.
All right, Serge. Well, we'll see what happens next week. I appreciate you sticking around there, but you did hear Al, I know, and we'll catch you later. KT6KT 73s. Have a good week, K7EME. Okay, 73s. Thanks for coming by. All right. Well, we gave it the old college effort there, but when you get the laser beam going, Chuck, I know that you'll be in there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. He was up and down. There was times when he was easy copy, and I'm surprised he didn't hear me. But the next step is a bigger antenna.
Go big or go home. There you go. Yeah, he started off about S4, and then that last time right before L, when he said he was copying L, he would jumped up to S8. I mean, he was pretty easy copy, and then down. So it's very up and down this morning, kind of like with John. So yeah, some rapid QSB going on there. All right. Well, let's see. Anybody else out there? K7EME.
WX7G.
Good morning, Jim. How are you doing? I missed you at the Hamfest yesterday, and I understand you had the orange hair look going, and I thought just by that I would have seen you, but I did not see you. So sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that too. Yeah, it was went down there. We were there. I think it was around 10:30, maybe close to 11 before we left and headed back up to the big city. I did well down there. I found something I couldn't live without.
Well, don't hold us in. We're waiting to hear. Come on, what did you get?
VHF amplifier, 5 watts in, 30 watts out, sitting there on Joe's table, and I offered a price, and Joe says, okay, and so I came home with that. I have not gotten it hooked up yet, but it is sitting here waiting for me to quit procrastinating.
All right. So does that mean you're going to be on 432 coming up?
Well, you know what? It says it's 2 meters, 70 centimeter. I don't. You think that'll work on 432? Yeah, probably. But yeah, we'll have to see.
All right. Well, there you go. 70 centimeters is 432. So. Now you don't have an excuse, and those antennas are pretty small. So let's see what you can do, Jim, down the road. Just nudge, wink, wink.
We'll have to give that a shot. All right. Well, I'll let you get on with checking people in here. I'm not sure. I can't bring up Netscaper for some reason on my computer. I don't know whether that's down. What number am I?
You are number 20, number 20, so there you go.
All right, thanks for that. WX7G, back to net control.
Okay, and with that, we also have, I see Warren is online, K7CWA. Warren, you by the radio?
Indeed I am. My computer and radio are right together. And anyhow, I hear you fine, and I'm here.
Okay, excellent. Well, you are representing Apache Junction quite well, and and pretty soon you're going to have a neighbor, Barry, VE4MA, is going to be back in town in several weeks, so we'll get a good contingent from Apache Junction here. So we got you on the list, and we'll get back around to you there, Warren. Thank you. And I also see that Ken, W7KZM, is online. So, Ken, Are you by the microphone?
Yeah, good morning. Just finished breakfast and ran in here and got everything running. How y'all today?
We are doing fine down here. And did you make it to the Hamfest yesterday by any chance?
No, I had my wife had an operation on Friday. She had a aneurysm in her brain, and they were able to take care of it. And the next morning, I got to pick her up, and she's back home recovering and looking good.
Oh my gosh, that is scary. You give her a hug and tell her that we're all thinking about her. Had no idea. Well, of course, she wasn't aware that there was one, I guess. Is that right?
Well, initially she had something going on with her nose, and she went to the doctor, and I called her Dr. O-O, and took a x-ray, and they said, wow, there's something else in there. Then they did a RMI, what do you call it, MRI, and then they thought, well, there's something else in there, you know. So after a few visits to the doctor over about 5 weeks, they figured out that she had an aneurysm, and it was a good-sized one. So we had to wait 2 weeks for an operating room, and they got her in there, and she did real well, and she's up and around, and the good old girl I married, and she's a cutie. And this morning we had breakfast together, and we're feeling good, and everything's back to normal. It's a family tradition. Is you take a lick and keep on ticking.
Well, that is good, and how scary. And then having to wait for 2 weeks to get an OR. Wow. Maybe the snowbirds are back in town now, and they're getting all their stuff done. Wow. Well, I'm so glad that it worked out well for you guys, and we'll be looking forward to hearing progress reports. So that sounds good. Are you going to be able to stick around?
Oh yeah, we'll stick around, and like I said, she's up and around, and enjoying herself this morning, and just back to normal. So there's really no recovery time. She's got to take off a week, not do any lifting over 5 pounds, and I get to do the housework for a week, and so it's pretty exciting. And so it's, like I say, it's back to normal, and just except for that 1 week over.
Yeah, modern medicine. Well, it'll only be a week delay then on digging that tower hole. You'll have her back out there and back on that job, so not too much of a delay there. All right. I'm sorry. All right. Anybody else out there? K7EME looking for early check-ins. We've got, about another 15 minutes here before the net start.
WD6CNF.
Good morning, Grant. How are you doing this morning? You're just pounding in here. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, well, we have a good path. You have about 20 over 9 here. Very good signal. Yeah, I'll be here for the net this morning, Doug.
All right, terrific. Sounds good, and we've got you down. Anybody else lurking about out there? How about you, Mike? KD5NLP, are you listening yet?
Yes, I am, Doug. I can hear you. Yeah, the conditions here are pretty good. I can hear not everybody, but I can hear most of the folks on the net. How are you doing?
I am doing just peachy, and good to hear you in there. Had to bump the antenna over toward west part of Phoenix there a little bit to get you in better, but it sounds good, and I'm going to guess you're going to be able to stick around?
Yes, we will be here. Keep coming, turn the volume up on the radio, and bring the computer in the kitchen.
Okay, sounds good, Mike. We got you on the list. You're good to go. All right, anybody else out there this morning? Let me swing back over, see if we got some of the Tucson folks across the mountain here. And we're almost there. Anybody out on the other side of the Tucson Mountains in Tucson? We're looking your way. How about you, Pete? All right, no, nothing heard. So, Pete, how about you, Jim? N6CAZ, are you around this morning? Okay, nothing heard. We'll swing back around, and the dogs are going nuts in the background there. And I don't know what that's all about, but I'll tell you what, Robert, if you can take things for a minute, I'll go and see what's got them all hot and bothered there, Robert.
Oh yeah, no problem. This is November 7, Victor Delta, acting net control for Arizona SWAT net. Looking for additional check-ins. Please call now.
CTA.
There's Pete. You just had his antenna over that way. How you doing, Pete? You'll be able to stick around?
Yeah, I'll be here. Got no place else to be. N6 CTA.
All right, fantastic. All right, sounds good. Anybody else, please call now. Looking for additional check-ins for the Arizona SWAT net. Anybody, anywhere, please call now.
Okay, I see we got Pete in there. That's good. Excellent. I was going to ask Al, are you still by the microphone? Last week, Al got an email from somebody up in St. George that was hearing him, and St. George, Utah, and I don't have the guy's call, but I was going to aim up that way and see if we could send a little RF his way, or maybe Al could do that. So let's see. Anybody else out there? K7EME. we've got about 7 minutes to go. K7EME for the Arizona SWAT Net, standing by.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, I was just looking up that dish that I picked up and the Hughes direct way internet satellite internet thing. It's a lot closer to 10 gigs than I thought it was.
Where is it at? How far?
Oh, let's see, looks like around maybe 12 to 13.
Yeah, okay, that's what, I think that's what somebody was saying there. Well, you got it, you got everything you need there, so that's an impressive dish.
Yeah, the guy told me he thought it was 17 gigs, so I was wondering, it's probably not, I'm not going to be able to convert much, but if it is that close, I bet I could do some modification to that little feed horn up there and get it dialed in for 10.
Well, we'll see. Barry, is coming back before too long, and he might have some information for you on that. You ought to send him a picture of what you got there and description, and see what he might have to say about that, because he would know. And I think you must have been gone, but somebody came by and said something about it, and they mentioned 12 gigs, so 12 to 13. So that, it's a lot closer to that. Certainly the dish will work. It's the feed horn. I don't know, how that might be tailored, but at least you got the focal point.
Yeah, well, the feed horn is pretty simple. It's not a complicated feed horn, so I bet a little bit of Dremel tooling and opening it up a little bit for a lower frequency would solve a lot of it. But anyway, sending pictures to Barry is a really good idea. I know he monitors the Slack channel, so I'll probably do that today at some point.
Okay. And Barry, if you're listening, we're sure looking forward to you coming on back down. That's going to be great, November 3rd. So you can't. We need your cheerleading down here. It always gets us all going. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Where are we time-wise? We're at 15:26 and a half. Okay, K7EME just about ready to start the net. Al, are you back yet? I had a question on that Utah station.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so this guy was hearing you started to talk about it and yesterday, and what do you have his call handy, and maybe we can get a shout up that way to those guys?
Okay, stand by. I don't have it, I think I wrote it down. Yeah, just stand by. I'll be back to you, K7EME.
Okay, and then when I go around the compass, I'll pause on St. George. K7EME for the Arizona SWAT-Net.
And 16Z.
Well, good morning, Jim. How are you doing? You found the on button there. How you doing?
Just walked in the door from our little morning visit to the park, so yeah, I got here before 8:30 for a chance.
Hey, terrific. Well, you're going to be able to stick around, right?
Oh yeah, we're here.
Awesome. Well, you get the doggies settled in. Did they take you on a good run?
Oh, they get to go play with about 20 other dogs over at the park. So yeah, they're well rested, but then at the same time, they also have certain people that bring in lots of dog biscuits, so they kind of get extra energy as they go.
That's why they want to go. They get free treats, and I'm sure they know how to work it for that.
Oh yeah, they'll sit and follow them around and sit there with a little head tilt and everything. Oh yeah.
All right, I can kind of hear them in the background there, so hear them squeaking away with the squeaky toy. All right, they know when Dad's on the radio, that's for sure. All right, we got you on the list there, Jim. And Al, do you have that fella's call yet?
I do. Okay. His name's Bill. His call is Kilo Lima 7 TKO, as in technical knockout. His name's Bill. I'm going to give him a call and give him a heads up, okay?
Yeah, okay. Give him a phone call. Tell him we'll be swinging by Utah there and to take a listen. Very good, Al. Thanks.
Yeah, he's just north, a little bit northeast of St. George, so we've worked people up in that neighborhood before, so yeah, I'll give him a real quick phone call. K7ZYP, back to net.
Okay, I wish I'd have thought of that sooner, but I forgot. So anyway, all right. Well, it's time to get things going here. We'll get the show on the road while Al's looking that up and see how that works out. Maybe we can get Utah in here. So good morning, everybody, and a bright sunny day here in Arizona. Welcome to the Sidewinders on 2Net. This net is open to all amateurs, and we meet every Sunday morning at this time, taking early check-ins quite a bit earlier, about an hour. We've been on it for about an hour here. My name is Doug. I'm K7EME, located in southern Arizona, a little bit one mountain range over from Tucson, running legal limit into a somewhat beat-up antenna here, but we're going to work on that. Anyway, covering all of Arizona and into the surrounding states. The purpose of this net is to encourage more and more folks to get on VHF and even higher bands out here in the Southwest. And for more information, please check our website that Robert put together, AZ-SWOT for Sidewinders on 2.net. And Robert is also running the NetLogger portion of everything here, where you can get online and see where you stand in the check-in list and get an idea for when your turn is going to come up. And you can also, if you don't want to be stuck by the radio, we are also live streaming on YouTube, and just do a search for AZ Sunday, AZ SWOT and Sunday, and you can throw my call letters in there. And you should be able to get a list of the live feeds, and just pick today's date and you're good to go. So you can wander around on your phone, and NetLogger will tell you who's in front of you there, and when the time comes, you can run into the shack and do your get your turn in. So anyways, we're now going to start taking further check-ins, and we're going to go around the compass heading. And I'll go start out to the east first, and we'll give Al a little more time to talk to the fella up there in Utah. So we'll start out looking to the east and the southeast, and see if we've got any other folks out that way. K7EME looking that way.
Doug, he didn't answer the phone. K7ZYP. I left him a message.
All right. Well, we'll try to set that up again there down the road. All right. Well, we're looking a little more toward the northeast, K7EME. Sure wish Ed would come by up in Albuquerque. Have to send him an email as well and see what he's got going on. Now back up to the northwest, K7EME. And we'll check out to the west. I'm sure we got everybody out that way. K7EME. Bill, KK7 Bravo Victor, are you out there in Kingman? Anybody out that way? All right, so we're back on the center of activity here, and we'll get things going. Hamfest yesterday, I guess that's the big news of the week down here in Tucson. It was a fair amount of stuff, and I'm sure glad they've got it under the solar panels there in the parking lot at that church, because it used to be kind of a sunburn event there this time of year, but that's turned into a nice venue out that way. So I had a lot of fun seeing a lot of you guys, and we got the Marana Hamfest coming up in about a month, first part of November, and so that's always a good one. That and for you guys up in Phoenix, way closer than that one clear out on the east side. I mean, that takes an hour for me just to get there, and let alone coming down from Phoenix. And then the Superstition Hamfest up in December, coming up as well. So we got a few things coming up, spaced a little bit apart there. And I just wanted to run through maybe briefly the 2-meter nets that we have during the week for those of you who are newer to the net and may or may not be aware of some of these 2-meter groups. On Monday, tomorrow night, on this same frequency, both of these 2-meter weekly nets are on this same frequency. 7 p.m. Up in Prescott, N7EJC is kind of running the central Arizona version of the SWOT net. He's getting that started and doing a good job, and so we need to, if you want to try to work up to that, see if your antennas are good to go up toward Prescott. He's also on NetLogger, and you can use that as well to send messages and see if Gene will I'll be able to point your way. So anyway, just like on this net. The Tuesday night group roundtable is also at 7 p.m. on this frequency, and so Mike WD7R runs that, and it's a good place where you get a little more chance to talk and shoot the breeze and this and that, and see how you're doing on 2 meters there. So and one other net is not on 2 meters, but it may be of interest to a lot of the folks, new or old, and that's on Thursday nights, a kind of a workbench roundtable, we'll call it. Chuck, NJ6D, moderates that. It's not really a net, it's more of a roundtable, and the subject is, what are you doing on your workbench, and especially for the newer folks, if you are able to get on 432, that band is very quiet. You don't need a whole lot of power to do pretty well, and the antennas are very small. So you can join us there at 432-100 is the frequency. And again, it's a little bit later than the other nets at 8 p.m. allows you to get through dinner. But if you have a question, coax, anything, it doesn't matter. It's not for just the techno geeks out there. It's for anybody who has questions about getting set up, and that's something to a good resource there. So I'll mention that. And now that I mentioned Gene's net, I see that he's on NetLogger. So let's pause and get Gene checked in here. N7EJC, Gene, I see you're on NetLogger. Go ahead. Okay, Gene. Well, I'm glad you didn't have to wait then through the whole thing. So we got you in and out, and thanks for stopping by. And we'll catch up with you tomorrow night. All right, sounds good. With that, we'll get things rolling here and put it up to Robert and see how Robert is doing. It's all yours, Robert. Go ahead.
All right, very good. K7EME and the SWOT net, November 7, Victor Delta. Robert up here in Northeast Mesa. And SWOT number 3051. Everything went well. It was a nice trip down, and good to see everybody. Didn't find anything I couldn't live without, but it's pretty nice just to go down and say hi. And it was good seeing everybody. Everybody looks like they're doing pretty good. Looks like there was a little down from what I remembered in the past. I hope it's not continue to go that way, but everything was. We'll just have to see what happens. On my end, not much going on as far as radio stuff. We got some projects we're going to be getting into the garage as soon as it cools down some more. So I'm going to make a change to our 8040 dipoles with some new spacers today, and hope to see you guys on 3695 tonight. So 730 all around. We'll catch you guys next week. Back to you, K7EME and 7VD.
Okay, Robert. Great to see you yesterday, and as always, and you get that dipole going now that you got your tower cranked back up, and you'll be right back up to your usual 60/9 signal down here on 75 meters. So it sounds good. Next up, we've got Andy, KC7KW. Andy, what have you been up to? What trouble have you been getting into?
Well, not a lot. We've been kind of had some shop projects on the shop that we've been doing. Let's see, we got Gene's amp from up in Prescott. We got his. He brought down a water-cooled 1296 amp, one of those old Tempo 6 and 2s that have the 3 CX400s in them, 8874s. And then one that had an old Commander that had a single 3 CX800 for 2 meters. So we're feverishly getting those all back in line for him. Also had an LNA for 1296. Somebody was in there just goofing around. That's the only way I could say it. They shorted stuff to ground and did all sorts of crazy stuff. So by the time I just turned it back to the way it should be, it was just one small little component needed changing, and bingo, he's now got a nice 18 dB LNA for 1296. So that's about it from here. Just running the iPad so I can roam around. Hopefully it doesn't sound too awful. And we're enjoying the weather finally. I got the tower rotator loop much in better shape, and and I got all the towers cranked all the way up for a change. Robert and I actually worked 5 and 10 gig once I got my tower all the way up. So anyway, that's a scoop here, Doug. I'll turn it back to Nat. I'll pass.
Okay, Andy, we lost you right at the very end. I think your link there, but anyway, sounds great on all of that, and I'm glad you guys connected up on 5, 7, and 10 gigs there. I know when your antenna's lower, you guys have a bit of something in the way. Anyway, you got that going. Well, sounds good. Head up to 432, say hi to everybody up there, and we'll catch you next week for sure. And Chuck, you are next, NJ6D. Fill us in on all the stuff you've got going on.
All right, Doug, K7EME in the group NJ6D. So we got, this is the first SWAT net with the antenna in the new location. So we got the antenna pointed up to Phoenix, and we're actually running our little 2-meter amp. So about 400 watts. So hopefully people are hearing me a little better than they have been in the past. So the SWAT-ME was good. I managed to get rid of a couple things, old project radio that's been sitting around collecting dust. Someone found interest in that. That was good. That was the one piece I really didn't want to come home with, so that was a success. And picked up a handful of goodies. Picked up this dish from Hughes. It's a dish and a feed horn and whatnot for an internet connection, and I'm hoping I can use that to begin my path down the dark side of 10 gigs and see if I can't do something with that. So that was good. That was one of those things where the price was right. Basically, the cost was the calories to lift it from point A to point B into the back of the truck. So let's see. Other minor things, got some good porcelain insulators for antenna work. 2-meter antenna project, you guys have all been hearing a lot about that. So the antenna is fully assembled now on the ground, and maybe even this afternoon. I kind of doubt it, given everything else going on, but this week we'll try to get it up on a ladder and get it tuned up, and then the momentous occasion is currently, I'm planning for next Saturday. Next Saturday will be the antenna party, and we'll see if others are interested in at least witnessing the event, if not participating. I don't think it physically or mechanically is going to be all that difficult, thanks to the tilt-over tower. So that should be an interesting event. So I will be starting early and getting that done. Radio-wise, let's see, what else? Some of you have heard the saga of my Flex 5000 getting a bit ill, so it's off to the doctor getting repaired. And in the meantime, I, along with Doug, took the plunge into the latest version of the Flex radio. So I have a 6600M coming. If I believe FedEx, it's supposed to be here by midday today. So probably I'll spend the afternoon getting that integrated, or at least initially on the air, and hopefully I'll be on 3695 this evening on the new radio. Lots of good DX going on right now on the air. We heard a little bit of talk earlier this morning about Swains Island W8S Whiskey 8 Sierra, a new country, and they're all bands. They're also included some 6-meter EME setup. So keep an eye for that. They started off on 30 meters Friday night, yesterday. And today I heard them very active on 40. Lots of people trying to work them. Going to be there for a couple weeks, and should be fairly easy from Arizona here. So that's the run down the list here today, Doug. K7EME in the group NJ6D.
Well, it's always quite a list, and we can always count on you to keep us all feeling like we're all slackers here with everything you've got going on. And yeah, hey, Swains Island on 6 meters, EME. Who needs F2 when you got EME, right? Anyway, no. Let's see. Jerry, W5RCQ, you're next. Let's see how, speaking of F2, let's see what El Sol is up to and get our weekly solar report. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, good morning, Doug in the net. K7EME, W5RCQ, Jerry in Sun City, SWOT number 3662. Well, whole fall isn't particularly active or particularly quiet this week. Kind of mediocre in between, so to speak. There are 9 sunspot groups. A lot of them are clustered together on the far side of the sun. They're going to move out a ways, but the Mars rover looks up at the sun to orient itself, and it can see big sunspots. So the Mars rover yesterday was looking up at the backside of the sun and noticed a couple of really big sunspots that are going to rotate into view here for a while. So in a while, a couple of days, and so we'll see what that ends up. There are 9 groups. Sunspot number is 145. The 10.7 centimeter number is 157. Not wonderful, but actually pretty good. Some activity going on in the sun. The magnetic poles of the sun are getting very, very weak in preparation for the sun reversing its magnetic poles north to south. And if this was on Earth, I was reading this article about it happening, and it happens every time we have a sunspot cycle peak. Very common, but on Earth it would be a disaster. But you know, on the sun it's a normal thing. The southern pole is very, very weak, and the northern pole is strong. And sometime in the next, I guess, month, they don't know for sure, the poles will reverse, and that kind of highlights the center of the sunspot cycle, and it's coming quite a bit earlier than they had originally thought it would. So we'll see how it goes. Enjoying some pretty good propagation from it. Hope everybody enjoyed both of our ham activities that were going on this weekend. I had family in town, so couldn't go, so I was enjoying family this weekend instead of ham radio activity. And let's see, what else was I going to mention? I thought about something else, and I guess I forgot to write it down. Anyway, good net, enjoying it, and hearing everybody. A little bit noisy band today. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention, I think I've talked about it a bit before. I'm in negotiation with Innova Antennas for some new antennas, and going back and forth with Justin. He's a very knowledgeable guy. Unfortunately, he says it's going to take 4 months to get them, but hopefully I will get them on order before the week's out and begin my wait for them to show up. So, with that, back to net, K7EME and the net, W5RCQ.
Okay, very good, Jerry. Well, I think you'll be happy with the performance there. I can only speak to the 7-element version of his 6-meter Yagi that he has, the Optez, I think it is. But man, the noise floor on that thing is so much less than what I had prior to that. And if I was a younger guy, I think I would, and had to do it all over again with the antennas on 2 meters. I definitely would go with the Innov, and because I struggle with high noise level up in the direction of Phoenix. I'm hoping that the Flex will handle that better than the 9700. But that is going to be great, and you're to be commended with your continuing antenna projects there. So sounds good. You'll have to let us know how that sounds on 2 meters, especially. I'm curious. Steve, N7THW, back in Mesa. So we've lost our fun path up to the White Mountains here for 6 months, but glad to have you back in town. And how's things going with you, Steve?
Good morning, Doug. K7EME in the group N7THW. Steve here in East Mesa, Delta Mike 43 now instead of 54. SWOT number 3663. Sorry I didn't get to make the Ham Fest, but we'll be making one in Marana for sure, because we're actually going to be spending a couple days down in Tucson with our family, our kids down there, so looking forward to that. I guess my fun time is about to end here as I'm going to start up a whole new set of treatments for the rest of the month this coming Wednesday at MD Anderson, so whatever, there goes my month, but that's okay. I still got plenty of small projects sitting on my bench, I guess. Started finishing and replacing all my jumper cables, and kind of fun. I got the right tools finally from Times Microwave to get they're a lot easier to make, that's for sure. Really expensive though. And also I got a couple coaxial cables to replace, but it's been too hot to get up there in the attic to do that. And I also got the 23 centimeter transformer and amplifier project. It's just all sitting here together, and whatever. We'll get that going. Got to get hold of Robert. He was my courier this yesterday. I appreciate what he did. Brought a radio I got from Al there. So anyway, I got to pick that up. So let me see here. Oh, the only thing I can add here today is I just can't believe I having trouble hearing Chuck this morning, and everybody's hearing him so great. And you know, Doug, I'm giving you a 20 over S9 here, and just absolutely pegging my meter up here. And I don't know what's causing a blockage, but all I can think of is maybe my air handler, because of course all my antennas are up in the attic. But looking forward to that monster 2-meter beam that Chuck's putting up there, so hopefully we can drive through this mess. So anyway, so that's my humdrum update for the week. 730 all, N7THW, back to net control.
Okay, very good, Steve. Well, I can't believe you're indoor. We have a direct path somehow, and I on every band you outperform what you would think you would be able to do. So you've done a terrific job getting that antenna farm in the attic squared away there. And Chuck has a few large bits of granite or whatever in the way with his path, and so I really think he'll blast right through that stuff, and certainly will be ricocheting off anything else shortly. So I think you won't have any trouble. You need to see that thing in person to experience it. It's damn near long enough that you could walk on the boom and get up to your QTH, I think. Anyway, we'll catch you later, Steve, and hang in there with everything else you've got on your plate. Absolutely. Steve, W7WHB is next on the list. So, Steve, go ahead.
Well, good morning, Doug and the rest of the group. This is Steve, Whiskey 7, Whiskey Hotel Bravo, here in Gilbert, Arizona, SWOT number 3697. And, what a week we've had. It's been almost perfect weather here in I'm going to just assume the entire state of Arizona, because everybody's not complaining about the heat, so it's all good. And that played into yesterday's Ham Fest that we went to, and enjoyed seeing the regular group there from the SWAT Nets, and for the first time I got to meet Mike, K7EME. So it was a pleasure to meet him, and add a new face to the book there, and just an overall pretty good Ham Fest to me. I didn't get too much. I did buy a box of LEDs. I've got 2 LEDs in the house here that need to be replaced. I'm going to Oh, well, here's a box of them. If I buy them individually, they're going to cost me $2, $3, $4. If I buy a box of them, it's only going to cost me $5. So I bought the box, and of course I'm in trouble now if the LEDs aren't burnt out. But sometimes they get that way. And besides that, we can use the LEDs to make some view meters. So there you go. I was thinking about making a view meter for my iPhone. You know, hook that up to the port there and show us what your signal looks like on an iPhone. So there's several different things you can do with those. So other than that, everything's going pretty good. Jim, WX7G, and myself says we went to our first in-person meeting for the one radio club that we're a member of, Sun Life Amateur Radio Club. And while waiting the snowbirds to start coming in, they have. But here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we expect a whole lot of people to come down. So we're ready for that, and be glad to, because that's more ham operators in the area, and more people to rag chew with, and more social time. So there we go. Other than that, not much else going on, and it's good to hear everybody in there so far, and we will continue listening up this morning. And K7EME, this is W7WC.
All right, very good. Yes, looking forward to all of our snowbird friends getting back down here, and pretty soon we'll start seeing the Wisconsin plates and all of the common ones you see from up north. And I haven't seen any yet, but it's still kind of warm down here, so they'll be flying in soon. Anyway, sounds good. I don't know where your cohort up there, K7HAM, Lynn, is missed. We got some regulars that are out and about today doing some other fun stuff, I'm sure. Anyway, that gets us down to Al, K7ZYP, and Al, again, so great to see you out and about again there, Al. Go ahead.
Okay there, Doug. Very good. Yeah, got a good copy on everybody this morning. By the way, Bill is listening to the live stream right now. He's going to be looking for you here in just a second. He's in St. George. Beam heading is basically right across Tucson, you know. So if you want to go ahead and see if you can get him in here real quick, I'll stand by and then I'll take my turn afterwards. Over.
Okay, I will do that. So you meant right across Phoenix, right?
Well, what did I say?
You said Tucson, but I know what you meant. Okay, Bill, KL7 Tango Kilo Oscar, KL7 TKO. KL7 TKO. Hopefully you're able to copy the RF. I know you were hearing Al last week, so let's see if we can hear anything from you. I'm aimed up your way. Go ahead, Bill. Over, over, over.
Dougie's in there. I could copy him. KL7 TKO K7ZYP for the Arizona SWOT net, Bill. He's real light, Doug. Real light. Over.
Yeah, I heard a syllable. I definitely heard a voice in there. Bill, we've got partial copy on you, and so it's up and down. So we'll try one more time, and then I'll come back. If you've got time and you can listen, I'll be transmitting in this general direction for the most of the rest of the net. So hopefully maybe the propagation will come around. Because yeah, we can work up to St. George, AL7BX. George, I'm sure you know him. I've worked him a few times. Anyway, one more time, Bill. Give it a try. KL7TKO. Go ahead. Over. Yeah, okay. Are you hearing anything else?
No, he's gone now, Doug. He's gone now. I can't copy him anymore. But he was real good there when he first came back to you. He was pretty strong. And I'll tell you what he's running. He's got about 180 watts, and he's using a little two-element arrow antenna. And he's got it pointed down this way, so he's doing all right, you know. I'll say, George, over.
Yeah, okay. Well, Bill, yeah, that is impressive that I even heard clearly. If you go back on the live stream, on my from my end, I heard a syllable in there. So you're getting some RF down here. So keep it up, and we'll try. I'll pause and we'll get some more folks in here, and then we'll come back to you. So Al, go ahead and take your transmission.
Okay, stand by, Bill. I'll get back to you on the phone here in a minute. Okay there, Doug. Yeah, that's exciting. And don't worry, I was not cheating. I wasn't listening to the live stream or to the telephone when I heard him come across the radio there. So I will not do that. That's pretty cool, though. All right, so I had a good time at the Hamfest yesterday. It was good to see everybody. I have been getting out a little bit more. Still can't breathe real good, but we're getting better. We got the Jeep running Friday, and I was hoping to have it to take to the Hamfest yesterday, but the rats got in there. By the way, I did catch the rat. I went out there yesterday morning, and there he was in the electric rat trap, dead at the door now. So I got the rat. So I just need to, vacuum and then bleach the Jeep real good. Then I can put it on the road. Let's see, what else? Doug, you might mention that Gene makes hats and stuff with logos on them. So I'm not sure if Chuck mentioned it or not. I was kind of wrapped up in my breakfast about that time, but Gene up there and just mention what Gene does. So Chuck and I will have our shirts and hats by the end of the week. I think something like that. Anyway, we got an email from him, and so that's gonna be cool. And oh boy. I had a nice conversation with Gene's wife yesterday. She's a nice lady. And let's see here. Had a real good visit with everybody yesterday. Robert, I want to apologize to you. I did not know you wanted to go to breakfast, and I forgot to ask you if you wanted to go to breakfast there. My big mistake. But yeah, we went to the Guadalajara Grill, Chuck and Troy and I afterwards, and we feel bad that we did not know that you wanted to stick around and go to breakfast. So next time we get up to Phoenix, we will go to breakfast, and maybe I'll go ahead and buy or something for you. So be sure and remind me of that. I'm looking forward to going camping here again next spring. I think that'll be fun. Get together with everybody and go, the campers and the bunch. Anyway, I guess I'll pass it along here. Doug explained to him about KL7 TKO. about the email and stuff that I got. Anyway, so with that, back to net control, K7ZYP. Everybody have a real good day.
Okay, very good, Al. Yeah, well, I didn't really hear the whole thing. I know you told me on the phone that you'd gotten an email from him that he was hearing you or me or somebody, and so that's how it all got started. So I'm looking forward to Bill. Maybe if you can get to a Hamfest and find a little bit larger antenna than 2 elements, and I think you're going to make it. No problem at all. So that's exciting. We need somebody from Utah checking in regularly. So welcome aboard, and I know it's going to happen because definitely heard some audio there from you. Let's see. We next have Mike, KD7UUN, and Mike, go ahead. Good to see you yesterday as well.
Yeah, it was nice yesterday. Appreciate getting that antenna from you, Doug. Hopefully can get that thing put it up and put it to good use. Who knows? My brother might be driving around with a 2-meter Yagi hanging off of the top of his Jeep. It's possible. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, I was glad to meet a few people yesterday. It was a really nice day in the shade like that. It's really comfortable at that venue now, so that makes it a lot better than it used to be in the sun. Good to see Steve there, W7WHP, and I saw Lynn, HAM also there, so it's good to see them, get to see what they look like. So I didn't buy anything other than that antenna from you, but I saw some nice stuff, though. Problem is I really don't need anything, and I don't really have room for anything, and I actually really need to sell some stuff. So maybe one of these days I'll be doing that, kind of clear out some stuff. One guy there that has some really, really nice stuff at great prices, which is exactly my philosophy, is I don't care about making money on stuff like that. When I need to get rid of it, I want to get rid of it. So he had a beautiful Zenith transoceanic radio there that caught my attention because it looked like it came right out of the showroom, right out of the store front. And I have one that belonged to my grandfather, and not anywhere near the shape that one was in. And he only wanted $150 for it, which is a really good price. And he had a nice old Holocrafters big receiver there, which is very much like the one I have, only in better shape, and for $40. He really just everything he had was in perfect condition, and he was just wanting to move it out. So I like to see that. That's a good thing. And move that stuff around and give everybody a chance to use it that doesn't have that kind of equipment. So makes it nice. Okay, start it from here. Chuck's antenna sounds great. Can't wait to hear the big antenna. Probably blow out my radio from the off the side of the backside, most likely when that gets up there. So that will be interesting to hear. So anyway, back to you, Doug. W7EME K7EME KD7UUN.
Okay, Mike. Excellent. Well, yeah, if that antenna can help your family, I think he's a family member down in Bisbee, get on the air and maybe get up to a mountaintop or a high spot and be able to check into the net, it's all worthwhile. And yeah, on the Zenith Transocean, I did not see that one there, although I really didn't walk around very much yesterday, but I was able to get an H500 Zenith Transoceanic in mint condition as well at the Flagstaff Hamfest, and it even had a spare set of tubes, including the 1L6, which is a real pricey tube to find if you can find it. And so that I was very happy. Had the the original manual and everything there. So that's cool. I like those old transoceanics. Okay, well, let's see. We've got Troy next, WA7ELN. Go ahead, Troy.
Okay, good, Doug. The group, well, was good to see everybody down there and meet people that I have only talked to on the radio. We didn't get a whole lot of things down there. Actually, we didn't see a lot of people buying very much down there, really. And the things that I brought, well, they came back home with me. Nobody seemed to have a whole lot of interest, or maybe my prices were too high, but nobody even wanted to negotiate on it. So I just don't think anybody was interested in those things. And we did go, like Al said, to that Guadalajara grill, and lunch was very good. And after getting up early and eating a big lunch, and by the time I got home, I really didn't do anything for the rest of the day. Didn't unload anything. I'm going to take everything that didn't sell, which is everything I took, and take it over to long-term storage there, and we'll have it ready to go to Marana there in a month or so. And we did get a set of, actually 2 sets, so we have a spare of those MRF 300. So I guess there's an amplifier going to be built in the future here. The guy was there selling them very reasonable, and so anyway, and he's got lots of them. I think there would be more. You probably see him again over at Marana. And anyway, I think we will be working on that amplifier. I got about 300 feet of RG213, and it's a good quality Belden for $30, and also got a 4-element 2-meter beam that I'm going to point down towards Tucson there and be able to switch between antennas like I do on 432 there. So anyway, that's part of the plan. And I also got a base plate for Road 25 tower, which may help me get something up here, to get a rotator on it there a little sooner than later. Anyway, most of the time it seemed like I just held the chair down, and I was glad I brought one, and I didn't walk around as much as I usually do, but I didn't really need anything. I got a couple little things that, an adapter here or something like that for, a couple of dollars, but no big purchases. I think I paid more for these 2 sets of transistors than anything else. And so anyway, it was a good swap meet as far as I was concerned. And maybe today we'll probably wait till tomorrow. Take everything out and take it over to the other place to store it. But we'll probably just take today off. We were so tired, and I know it doesn't make sense to some people, but when I'm really tired, then I can't sleep very well. So I've almost got to rest in order to be able to sleep. So anyway, I think I'm going to just take today off and not do very much of anything. Anyhow, we will go back to Nat, K7EME and the group, WA7ELN.
Okay, excuse me. Okay, there, Troy. Good deal. And it was nice to hang out with you yesterday. I enjoyed that with everybody there. And too bad your stuff didn't sell, but that happens, and you never know. You just got to wait till the right. I've got some radios for sale, but I didn't think they really had much of a chance of selling at the Hamfest, so I didn't end up bringing anything over. But anyways, we'll see you soon there, I'm sure. And I'm glad you enjoyed Guadalajara. I'm going to take my family down there before they head back and definitely experience their food again. With that, let's go to Dave, K7SWK up there in Phoenix. And Dave, let's see if we got a little better link up between us there. Go ahead, Dave. Robert, do you hear him?
No, I don't. K7SWK, your turn. Go ahead.
I've got him now, Robert. Okay, Dave. I got you now. My error. I was over on Oracle, Arizona, with the antenna, and that's why I couldn't hear you. Anyways, so I got that. Yes, an amplifier would be nice to just get a little bit more signal on you. But even with your 50 watts, I was able to copy pretty well. And but that does help, and certainly something to keep an eye out for. I saw a few of them at the Hamfest yesterday, and maybe you'll be able to come up with something there and just make it a little bit easier. But I'm glad you were able to copy Surge up there in Las Vegas from where you're at. So that's exciting. Your antenna's working, and otherwise you would not have been able to hear him. So one thing at a time, and you'll get there, Dave. Very good. Well, let's see. We had George, KD7XP, was in and out. Mike, WD7R, was in and out. So that gets us down to KJ7GSK. John, go ahead.
Excuse me, but
I'm sorry. That must have been before I got the antenna over on him. Okay, Dave, p.m. on this frequency. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on this frequency, and you're going to want to aim your antenna up toward Prescott there, that general direction. Go ahead.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you so much.
You got it. You got it. And thanks, Robert. I missed that. All right. So, John, go ahead. KJ7GSK, are you still there, John? He might have been in and out. Okay. So we had a bunch of in and outs here. K7EME, Vince, W7ADF, Jim, of course, John out there in Lake Havasu, and Barry, KC7VEQ, and also Serge, KT6KT was in and out. So that quickly jumps us down to Jim, WX7G. And so go ahead, Jim, tell us some more.
All right, WX7G, Jim up here in the east suburbs of beautiful downtown Gilbert. I'll tell you what, yesterday was a great day. It was beautiful weather. Fun drive down to Tucson, an excellent ham fest. Joe and the boys always put on a good show for us, and look forward to that a couple of times a year. Found some stuff I couldn't live without. A little RF Concept 30 amp linear amplifier for 2 meters and 70 centimeters for a really good deal on that. So that up, and then also picked up one of those old Radio Shack CD speakers, you know, ones that are like 6x6x2. And it was a good deal on that one too. The only thing was on that one, it was missing the plug-in jack on it, and I thought I had one here in the house, but it looks like I will be looking for one of those, or scrounging one from one of my friends here up here in the valley. Like I said, great time coming and going. Always have fun down there. Saw quite a few people there fun that I don't see on a regular basis. Sorry it's you, but maybe Marana. That's a little way, so we'll be going to Marana. Don't like to miss that one either. That one's always a lot of fun. Not quite as far of a trip to go to either. Only other question is, I got one question. I'm sure I've asked you before, but my memory is not that long or good. So on your antennas, you know, you got that stacked array there. WX7G.
Okay, I missed the last word. On my antennas, you said the stacked array, and what was the question?
Are they phased? Are they in phase?
Oh, yes, yeah. They used to be. I've had to disconnect the lower one because the phasing lines are the crimp connectors just failed on the LMR 400. So now I'm limping along with just the upper one, and the SWR's real high on it. But we're working on that. Chuck's going to help me out with that. So the phasing line is with a power divider, and so that is what we're using. Go ahead.
All right. Well, you always bang up here in the valley. Well, you always hit us hard up here. So, and you are very, very directional too. Boy, let me tell you, you spin that rotor a little bit, and I know it here at my house. All right, thanks for the information. Good luck with your repair there, and thanks for having me. WX7G 73.
You got it, Jim. You have a good week, and take care of yourself there. Let's see. Let's head up to Apache Junction, and Warren, K7CWA. Go ahead, Warren.
Okay. This is K7CWA. I hear you fairly good, and I'm kind of surprised a little bit. The AGC on this radio, some of the signals, you know, I hear them in there, but they're week I'd recommend you be turning up the volume. And of course, the AGC, I think, would take care of that. But it is what it is, as you say. So I really have nothing. You know, I survived another week, and I'm here, and it's great to hear everybody, and that's about all I have here from Apache Junction. So back to you, Doug, K7EME, K7CWA.
Okay, very good. And sounds good, Warren. Appreciate, as always, you checking in. Always a darn good signal coming out of Apache Junction. And yeah, the AGC will help, but I guess you know, it doesn't equalize everything, but is what it is. But you're hearing awfully well there, so you're doing a good job. And so let's see. I'm going to pause here for a second. I see Al. If you're still got an ear this way, excuse me, Dan, N9 Oscar Bravo Bravo, is I see he's on NetLogger, and I think you may have his phone number, perhaps. I don't know if he's back in Tucson, but you might maybe see if he's text him or something. See if he's in, and I'll call him down in a little bit there if he is. And let's see, Ken, W7KZM, whose wife is ailing, but sounds like on the mend. Go ahead, Ken.
Good morning again. This is Whiskey 7 Kilo Zulu Mike. No, she's done hailing. She's just taking it easy for a week, and the plan is starting next week she's going to remodel 2 bedrooms in the house, spend some money and make them nice. The carpets really look terrible, and things seems to be redone, and she wants me to take off my radio stuff right then, and then when it's all done I get to put it back in and look good again. But no, everything's going good, and we both are very happy that everything came out okay, and she's looking forward to remodeling the house. So that's, the other thing is too, I still haven't got my amplifier back, and I don't know what to do about that. Maybe I'll just have him send it back to me and try to find somebody on the group here who wants to work on it. So I don't know, maybe they can just throw it in the trash and I'll find something else. But other than that, everything's great, and enjoy listening to the net, and wish everybody a nice week. Whiskey 7 Kilo Zulu Mike, 7K7EME. We'll see you guys later.
Okay, sounds good. And yeah, the remodeling project sounds just like the right medicine there for her. So that'll be good. You take care, Ken, and we'll catch up with you soon. Grant, WD6CNF. Go ahead, Grant.
K7EME, WD6CNF. Good morning, Doug and everyone. Signals are actually pretty good. The noise level that I heard a couple weeks ago up towards Phoenix is not there. So I don't know if you noticed the difference when you're playing up there this week. But it's about, was running about S4, and now it's running about S1. So the noise level has been, whatever was up there is down for me. Been working on some software for a new computer that I have, and it's been a challenge to get everything integrated in. Some of the software requires other packages that you need to install to round out all the features, so that's been a challenge. Last time I updated was about 2015, so that's like ancient for software. But otherwise than that, everything's okay. I did get a new monitor for my computer system, the development station, and it turns out to be too big. I got a gaming monitor thinking that it would be a really good idea to get a big monitor and put all the screens up, but it's only good for if you want to maybe have multiple screens and stuff, but for working on stuff, you have to put your neck up too high and look at the top of the screen. It turns out it's too high, but I can use it in my ham shack, so I'm going to integrate it into the environment here. I have not been doing too much ham radio. I've been, like I said, working on the new computer, new software. It usually takes a while to build up all the packages that you need for development. So, but I'm just about ready. You know, I have a KBM switch that switches 4 computers to the main station, and so I got that working. There's multiple different types of outputs. Some have HDMI, some of them have TBI, and so trying to get all that together, it was a little bit of a challenge. I had to put my EEG on the side there, but it'll come back when I start developing the apps for the EEG environment. So it's going to be much faster development. So that's all I have for today. I did not go to the Ham Fest. I was busy working on the computer. Looking forward to maybe in the future going to Ham Fest when COVID goes down. So it's been, my wife has severe asthma, so I'm not about to bring that home. So that's all I have for today. So everybody wish everybody well. K7EME, WD6CNF.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're working on getting the monitor situation, and imagine you need a lot of them with the experimentation that you're doing with the EEG stuff there. So keep us posted on how that's all going there, Grant, and we'll catch up with you soon. Let's see, we're going to switch up to Glendale, and Mike, KD5NLP. Go ahead, Mike, it's your turn.
Good morning, Doug. This is Mike, KD5NLP. Everything's going fine here. I brought the computer in the room here, and then the battery promptly died on me. Well, I saw it was next on the list, so I didn't bother to go plug it in, let it lock itself out. But I'm looking forward to the cooler weather. I am going to change the antenna up. And again, talking to Mike, he's over there looking at the Nokia antenna, Computer 440. I've got a report up there, and my rotor should support it fine. That's why I did it. What's the approximate wattage you guys put out on 432? Over.
What is the wattage that we're using on 432? What was that?
Wattage. How much did you put out?
Wattage. Well, generally, I don't run too much. If I'm talking to, folks down here in the southern part, I just run 10 or 15 watts. I've got a large antenna, but the average is probably 50 watts. If you can do 50 watts, that usually is a pretty good number to shoot for.
Yeah, I think my radio is only going to do 20, so I can somehow bump it up a little bit. But 20 would work. Not as well as I would like, but 20 would work. But maybe that's start out. If I see anything at the Ham Fest, I'll pick it up. Now that we're getting into this cooler weather, we can start getting in the answer station. What I last 3 months was just to go on Earth. I couldn't even get out there. I had a water leak in my backyard, not bad. But I just flashed it off and keep an eye on it. It's just too hot to pull the rock back in the pipe. I know where it is. I just want to go back there with the rig and start working on it. But now that we're getting the cooler weather, we can take care of some of those projects outside. But I want to get that 432 antenna up. Next month. And possibly looking at another radio down the line here. Other than that, everything's going good. How's everything down there in Tucson?
50 watt power limit.
Yeah, I was going to. Is that you, Emil?
Yeah, I was just sitting here listening, and but you know, a lot of people aren't aware of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, you know, the 50 watt, you need to get an exemption in Arizona, Mike, if you are going to run more than 50 watts. But 50 watts, the nice thing about 432, even with 20 watts, the antennas are much smaller, so you can get a lot more gain, and, you know, the noise level is lower. So even with 20 watts, you can do pretty well. You know, the 50 watt limit would really probably get you everybody that you want to work. And you know, again, the antennas are smaller, so if you got a little bit longer Yagi, you know, it's smaller than a 2-meter Yagi, and by a good bit, and it'll get you what you need. At the, you know, without having to go to much higher power. But the amplifiers, there's a number of 100 watt amp Mirage type RF concepts, those type of amps that are out there at fairly inexpensive amount of investment, and they'll, you know, 100 watts would be well, and it's easy to get an exemption. You can, a place to discuss that would be maybe Tuesday night on the roundtable. I can give you more information where we have a little more time there, Mike. But anyway, sounds good, and you take it easy, and we'll catch up with you soon. 3695 tonight as well. I can explain more about that certainly if you get on tonight. Let's see, N6ETA, Pete, I'm going to have to swing over your way, and we'll get you in here. Go ahead, Pete.
Well, I didn't know you were a slinger.
What was that, Pete?
This is the right time. N6ETA. I didn't know you were a slinger.
Well, no. Okay. All right. Watch it, buddy.
You know, I haven't heard anybody use that term, and I cannot remember how long. I wanted to go to Hamfest yesterday, but I wasn't feeling that good. And then when I woke up, I heard all this wind howling out there, and I said, I don't want to go out there in the wind. So maybe November. I hate wind, especially when it's strong enough to make the roof panels wrinkle. So that's about all I got going on. I got a walker. Somebody gave me a walker, so I could have used that yesterday at the Hamfest. But like I said, woke up and I heard the wind howling, and the steel roof's up there wrinkling away. I don't think I want to do that. Excuse me. Anyway, that's about all we got going on over here. And, sorry I missed everybody, but that's how it goes, I guess. N6ETA.
Okay, Pete. Well, you know, it was breezy. It wasn't too bad right at the Hamfest. It was really blowing over here on this side of the mountain. At 4 o'clock in the morning, it was really going to town, and I thought, oh boy. But it wasn't as bad later on in the morning. Anyway, I hope you get to feeling better, and I sure hope we can see it, Marana. That'll be good. You whoop yourself into shape and get that walker greased up, and you'll be in good shape. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. We've got last one here is Jim, N6CAZ, and then I know Emel's out there, so we'll get to you, Emil, in just a second here. So, Jim, go ahead.
All right. Well, good morning, Doug, and everybody here on the net. Kind of got in the last minute again, but late is better than nothing. Yeah, I don't know. It had a good day yesterday. Felt a little overexposed, unfortunately. Gosh, by the time you feel the heat, you know, it's already too late. Kept plenty of water around and everything, but I was drained. But yeah, I was kind of hoping to see more of you guys. I thought I was kind of in the corner that you were talking about meeting at, but apparently I was in the opposite corner. I saw Al. He was hanging out in the very corner of the back parking lot there. Got to say hi to him, but I never saw anybody else. But at the same time, I was there as a seller, and I didn't get away from my table until about 8:30 when my friend showed up. Kind of a funny story. The guy that was next to me when I pulled in had a pickup truck loaded with stuff. I mean, he had two HF rigs. I think he had a 746 and an FT1000, a couple of Ameritron amplifiers, and then behind it was just everything else. Rotors. He had a couple of 2-meter beams, some other stuff. Whole truckload of stuff, and he said it was all his father's. And some guy came by just after I pulled in and said, "How much you want for the whole thing?" And I don't know what deal they worked out, but next thing you know, the guy was running off to the ATM, and he came back and handed him, I mean, I know it was in the thousands because of what he had, but he basically unloaded everything in the back of his truck and was done in about 5 minutes. But anyway, I did okay. My only big ticket item was an LDG tuner that I've had for my mobile setup that's probably never going to really be ever set up again. Sold that to a guy who bought my friend's 7300. We got a really good deal. New ham, so it's always good to help out a new ham with that kind of stuff. And so, you know, it turned out to be an okay day. But, oh boy, you know, I'm not safe until I'm out of the parking lot. I've learned that. As I was navigating to leave, faceplate of something caught my eye. I mean, most people were already gone, but there were a few diehards that were still there. And sure enough, the darn boat anchors are starting to call my name. And it was Heathkit DX100B sitting in the back of the truck. The guy was already loading stuff up and getting ready to go. And I walked up to look at it, and next thing you know, we're making a deal. Had to get help to load it in the back of my truck, but there we go, pound a watt. He's back in the boat anchor business, so got another little project to work on this winter, I guess. But other than that, I didn't walk away with too much. It was all just little things. I got a book and a couple of stands for computers, and it turns out they weren't even the ones I needed. But other than that, my friend did really well. Got rid of a lot of his dad's stuff and a lot of tubes. He had boxes and boxes of tubes, and got rid of a lot of that and just some odds and ends and stuff. So he felt like he had a successful day. I at least did more than break even, so that's a good thing. And like I said, I've got another project. So, but that was my day. Maybe at Marana I'll be able to spend a little more time and catch up with you guys and stuff like that. It'd be good to get the old eyeball QSO a little bit more effective than it was this time. But with that, I will turn it back to you. And 6 CAZ.
Okay. Very good, Jim. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I didn't wander around as much as usual yesterday, and so that's probably why. But if man, sounds like a good deal. As you know, I have a soft spot in my heart for boat anchors, and the DX100. That's a classical AM CW radio, and what a great boat anchor. I mean, it really is the definition of boat anchors, weighing in at least 90 pounds, if not more. Big, huge modulation transformer, big, huge power transformer, filter chokes. My God, there's more iron in that thing than an old battleship. So that, congratulations on that, and have fun. You will have fun. And the good thing is there's tons and tons of parts for those things. So I have no doubt you could get that thing back up and run pretty darn well. So sounds good, Jim. I'm glad you and your friend were able to have a successful ham fest. So we'll catch you next week. We had Gene as the last one on the list, in and out. So let's get to Emil. I know Emil's out there, and I heard that melodious voice. And so, Emil, how you doing? W1GGM, take it away.
Yeah, very good, Doug. Good morning to you. Yeah, we just finished up on 432. A little light there this morning, but good signals.
Yeah, very good. I did not make it down your way yesterday. I had competing events. I'm also a member of this machinist group here in the Phoenix area, and our meeting was supposed to be next weekend, but scheduling conflicts, they moved it to yesterday, so ended up going to Peoria instead of Tucson. But I take I wasn't hearing Jim very well. Occasionally he'd pop up, busting the aircraft kind of thing, but I guess he bought it the X100, which is a nice radio. I'm an old Johnson guy myself. I had Rangers, Valiants, Viking 2s, whatnot. I remember the first time I went to Dayton back in the 90s sometime, I guess. Friday wasn't too bad, but then the skies opened up, and there was I'm sure you're familiar with a magazine called Electric Radio, and there was a little cartoon in that shortly thereafter, and these two guys standing there under a tent watching the rain come down, and one guy said, "Man, it's raining heavy. Did you see that Viking 2 come floating by?" So anyways, I had a lot of fun with those for a while, but, when we were, that was mostly when I was living in Atlanta, and we decided we were moving out to the West Coast. It was just I had way too much stuff to move, so we got rid of most of it. I think I did take one Valiant with me. The Valiant had a history of a modulation problem on AM, and it's a real simple fix. I don't know why Johnson didn't do it, but I think the transformer and the driver of the modulator had DC on it, and it would saturate the core, and it just mattered getting the DC off of that transformer. But interesting, years later I was working at a company, and we were working with a company called EF Data, and it turns out EF Data was a spin-off, or I don't know what you call it, but it came from E.F. Johnson, and got talking to one of the old engineers out there who was one of the guys who used to just work on that stuff and design that stuff, and we had some nice conversations, and he sent me some original factory drawings on the part. I think I've got them around here somewhere, but anyway, it was kind of funny. Just completely never expected that when we were buying little data radios for some damn thing we were doing. Other than that, not a heck of a lot going on here. Hopefully it's getting cool enough now. Maybe I can get up on the roof and do some antenna work. The main thing I wanted to do was flip my whole VHF antenna stack around. Right now it's centered on south, and I wanted to change the direction to center it on north. I found the other faceplate. This is a ham-em. I had another faceplate for the control box that has north center on it, so I'm going to do that. And it'll just, I think, make it much more convenient when you're doing antenna aerobics. Well, anyways, that's about it from here. I don't know if you picked up anything exciting at the Hamfest or anything. The last thing I need to do is bring home more junk. I need to get rid of junk. But anyways, so back to you, Doug. K7EME, W1GGM.
Okay, I got some WR90 adapters. So that was a couple pieces of gear there, a straight section about a foot long, and one that will combine two pieces of waveguide. So that was good. The price was right, and I wasn't looking for it, but you know how that is. And I wasn't looking for this either, but I've got to get a new rotor on. I've got a new rotor. Chuck has got a tail twister that we're going to put on my 6 and 222 array, and hopefully extend it up a little bit higher off the chromoly, so I can actually put the other 222 Yagi long boom Yagi up and phase those again, and then run that with that tail twister. So they got that, but Chuck also found wandering around a ham-em that had been rebuilt. So I did pick that up, and that'll be for this antenna that I'm on, because this whole thing needs to be completely rebuilt with a new mast and rotor and new phasing. I'm going to go to a half-inch helix phasing harness on it. So got to redo that. This antenna's in terrible shape. So those are my big projects coming up, and now I have rotors for both of them here lined up. So so that was what I found, and or Chuck found for me. So that was all good. Anyway, yeah, very good on the boat anchors, and I'm a Johnson guy too. I've had Ranger 1, Ranger 2s, the Viking Adventurer, and Viking 2 that I have that I've recapped, and that thing is just in beautiful shape and all original. I had, none of the audio circuitry's been modified or anything. So I like things that are original to a point. We'll see how it is when I get on AM with that thing, but I've got to get I'm going to put it out in my workshop, which is where it's at, in a desk out there, along with the 75A4, and then I'll find a local group of AMers and join up with those guys, is what I want to do with that. Anyway, there you go. All right, well, we'll let you go. Thanks for checking in, as always, and we'll catch up with you next week, Emil. Or we'll see you at Marana or up at Superstition for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good, Doug. Yeah, I'll be at both Marana and Superstition. So, anyways, good hearing you, and you're booming in here today as usual. And so, anyways, 73. We'll catch you later. W1GM clear.
Okay, I got you at a good solid S9 there. All right, we'll catch you later. And with that, we're right at the bottom of the list. Are there any late check-ins for the Arizona SWATnet? November 7, Bravo Delta Lima. Terry, N7 BDL, I think, and you're out of, let me swing over your way a little more. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Terry, N7 BDL, Apache Junction, remote from northern Idaho. How copy over?
I've got your antenna peeked up on you, and good copy on your remote. When are you, how much longer before you head down to Tucson?
I'll be back to AJ in early November sometime. Question for you, do you do the sending of audio?
You asked about your audio. Your audio sounds good on the remote. Go ahead. I meant Arizona, not Tucson. Go ahead.
It's got a little bit of crackling on it there, Terry. Over.
Yeah, Robert had a comment. He's hearing you a little better. Of course, he's right up by you. So, Robert, go ahead.
Quite noticeable. Over.
Okay, that's what the other sections later. Over.
Okay, looking forward to having you back, and maybe you can figure out what's going on with it. But it's intelligible. It's just got a little extra noise on it there. Anyway, 7-3 for now. Doug, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, 73's Terry, and have a safe trip when you get back down here on your way back to Arizona. And thanks for checking in on the remote. Appreciate it. Let's see. Last final call for any late check-ins, K7EME. All right, nothing heard, so we'll wrap things up. Thank you much, one and all, for coming by and spending some time on the net this morning. Had a good time, and we'll catch you guys. Catch you guys later. It's about a good time. My voice is running out. So 7-3's one and all. K7EME shutting down the net.
Real quick, Doug. K7ZYP.
Yeah. Okay, Al. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, Roger. I've got Dan on the phone here. N9OBB. He's still back east there. Over.
Okay. Well, does Dan know about the live stream?
Yes, I've got him all hooked up on that. He's listening to you as we speak. And he won't be back out here until after Christmas. Too much family back there, over.
Okay, well, a good hello to you, Dan, and I'm glad Al was able to, because I saw you had gotten in on NetLogger, and I just wanted to be sure that you knew about the live stream now, so you can always hear us no matter where you're at. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you. Christmas isn't all that far away, so thanks for remembering about us there, Dan. And we'll catch you later. I'll let you get back to Dan there, Al.
Okay, very good there, Doug. Well, you have a good day, and thanks, Robert, for doing net logger for us, and Doug, thanks for taking the net. Chuck, thanks for helping out. And this K7ZYP, hopefully I can make it on to 3695 tonight. So, 7-3, guys.
All right. A good time was had by all. 7-3s, everybody.
Hey, Doug, quick. That guy from St. George, Utah, you said his call was KL7TKO?
Yes. Kilo Lima 7 Tango, like technical knockout.
Okay, KL7TKO is not in QRZ. I was wondering if there was a possibility of a maybe it was KF7 or something, but I don't know for sure.
Okay, good point. Al, maybe an update on his call, Bill?
Okay, let me check things out. Stand by, guys. I'll get back to you in a few minutes here. I'm going to say goodbye to Dan here on the phone, and I'll do some research, but that's what I've got written down. That's what I thought I heard on the radio today. Anyway, so I have looked him up on QRZ. Anyway, okay, I'll be back with you in a few minutes. K7ZYP.
Okay, Al, I've got to run, but anyway, you can let me know later on. We'll touch base on that, and then Robert, I'll let you know. I've got his call written down after Al got a hold of him too somewhere. But anyway, we'll get it all sorted out. 7-3s, everybody.